Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Srishti, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So, over the years, I've consumed a lot of YouTube content in a variety of different areas that I'm interested in, be it beauty, travel, fashion, lifestyle, personal finance, productivity, sustainability. The list is endless. So, I thought to myself that it might be a good idea to curate a list of my favorite creators in different areas that I'm interested in, and that might help somebody who's new to this entire space. So, here I am. However, today's video is going to be a little different from my usual videos in terms of I'll not be curating lists of my favorite creators in any area, like no recommendations. I'll be talking about my personal finance journey and how it started by consuming content on YouTube. I've already made a video about my favorite personal finance creators on YouTube whom I really enjoyed watching over the years. So yeah, I'll link that video here somewhere, like in the eye. Before I get into the entire aspect of how I learned and what I learned through YouTube and the different creators on YouTube about personal finance, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself, which is I started making money only after college. Like during college, I was taking pocket money, and after that I graduated and I started working. So it's been 5 years hence, and I've had a stable source of income basically. This is just to give you an idea about when I could have started investing and where I stand today. I only started investing and taking personal finance seriously 2 years back. Before that, I wasn't really doing much about it. So 2 years back, I took things in my own hands, and since then, I started consuming content on YouTube, and that's what I'll be talking about, how it helped me and what I did. Before we begin with the video, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, press the bell notification along with it so that you're notified each time I publish a video. And yep, let's get started. So the step one would be, for me, it was seeking financial knowledge and actually really trying to understand different aspects of personal finance and what I can do with money. So yeah, considering that you're already watching this video, I think you've already taken that step for yourself. So the first 3 years of my job, I wasn't really aware about anything about personal finance in general. First year, I thought I wasn't making enough money to actually start saving or investing. Second year, it was more I think I was saving some money, but eventually saving to buy things, not really saving to for my future. And then third year also, I think I tried looking up content and tried seeking help from people, but it was a failed attempt and I did not really try hard enough to actually understand things. But 2 years back, I actually really tried hard enough to actually understand the different options available for me and what I can do with my money. So that's when I think I started seeking content on YouTube to understand more. So step number 2, or the most eye-opening and the most crucial step that it was in my journey, was about learning the power of compounding and actually seeing it for myself. So a lot of people talk about, once you start consuming content about personal finance management tips and investment strategies, saving strategies, etc., you'll hear this term a lot, the power of compounding. So I'd say you actually really understand this aspect very well, because this will be a game changer for you. It was for me, especially it still is for me. You can literally use your minimum estimation of your investment or your saving and the minimum interest you expect to gain over it, and just let time. You can see the time, when you increase the time, you can see the numbers changing for yourself, and that really opened up my mind to the idea of personal finance and investment. I will link a video for you by Ankur Warikoo in the description box. I've already spoken about him as one of my favorite creators in the personal finance space in the previous video I did. And yeah, so that in that video, you can find a link to a Excel sheet where you can actually put in numbers for yourself. The formulas and everything are already put in that Excel sheet, and you can just put the saving amount and the interest you expect to earn, or probably I think the interest is also there, minimal interest expectation is also there, I'm not sure. And then you can see the numbers grow for you, depending on the time in hand you have. And I say this again, it has been the most crucial step for me, at least, because once I put in the numbers for myself in that Excel sheet, and I saw how money can grow just by keeping put and keeping invested, I think I was sold to the idea of investing then, and I think it helps me keep my discipline in place to actually keep on investing month on month. For good 3 years, I did not really have any discipline regarding investing and savings. So once I started saving also, actually, I wasn't really interested in it as much. Like if some months I wasn't able to save, I was okay with it because I did not really know the power of compounding. So yeah. Coming to step number 3, which is learning about new age investment options. So people around me initially suggested that I should invest my money in like FDs, RDs, post office savings certificates, and basically traditional investment options, which I'm not saying are bad, but there are a lot of investment options which are not really as risky but still provide a good rate of return, like mutual funds, small cases, stocks, etc. It's just about how you invest and how you keep invested. So once I thought that I'll start investing, I sought out help from a few colleagues, and they suggested I should invest money in mutual funds. And I read up a little bit about mutual funds online. I wasn't really seeking out content on YouTube as such. I just read up a few articles and like spoke to people, and whatever they explained me, I wasn't really able to get, and I did not really try hard enough to learn about it. I sought help from somebody I knew, someone who was seeking help from basically. So that person asked me what my risk profile would look like, and I thought that my risk profile would be risk averse, like minimal risk and risk averse profile, because I thought that I'm not a very risk taking person in life. So that's what my profile should be like I wouldn't like to lose out on any money as such. That person did not really educate me enough to like for me to be able to analyze my financial risk profile, which can be very different from my risk-taking ability in life in general. So yeah, but like this only I understood like once I started seeking out content on YouTube and like actually started learning about different investment options, which is when I understood that my risk profile is not really risk averse when it comes to finances, because I have a lot of years in my hand and time in my hand because I'm not very old, and I also have like no responsibilities as such, so I can take some risk at least because I stay invested. I don't really need the money to need to take out money as such. So then I started learning about different investment options available for me. Like initially I started learning about mutual funds, what are the different kind of mutual funds available, what are the risk profiles associated with different kind of mutual funds, what's the cost associated with different kind of mutual funds, and then I moved on to learning about small case, what exactly they are, how can I invest in them, etc., etc. Basically, I started learning about the different investment options, and to be honest, this took me some time to actually before I started investing to learn about the different things, because I was completely a noob. I did not really know anything about it. I had been a commerce student, but I've never really applied it as such, so I wasn't really aware about anything of it. To be honest, it took me a lot of time to actually understand the concepts and understand each and everything about it before I started investing money, because I was a complete noob. I was starting from scratch. I had no idea about personal finance in general, so it was not really like something I had an interest in also. It was just something that I wanted to learn because it's important in life. And coming up to the last and final step, which is start investing. So after like learning all this theoretical knowledge, the only thing that remains is being able to apply that knowledge and actually testing the waters. So I made my accounts on different vendor apps. I use Paytm Money for mutual funds and the Zero apps for investing in stock for like Kite and Small Case. So since I started investing in mutual funds before, like much before I started learning about small case and stocks, I had already made my account with Paytm Money. You can also directly use Zero apps, because then it's just one account that gets linked across these apps basically. So yeah, as you might be able to tell, like I've come a long way from like knowing nothing about personal finance to be able to handle my own money on my own. To be honest, it seems like a pretty simple process, but I did spend a considerable amount of time just researching and before I started investing actually. So if you are somebody like how I was back 2 years back, Do not feel scared. There's enough and more information out there available for you to learn from. 2 years back, I was a complete noob and I'm still a novice, but I'm in a much better space because now I understand the value of investing and I also understand the different options available for me. I hope this video helps you if you're somebody who's just so averse to learning about personal finance, because I know this can be very challenging to people just by the idea of learning about finance, because people do make it sound like it's very difficult, whereas it is not as difficult as it is made to be, because we're not like investment bankers, right? We're just investing our own money, and that should be something that we should be taught right from like after school or probably in college or like school. But now, since there is so much information available to us, we can always seek that information out and learn for ourselves. So that was all for my video today. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, and if you did, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification along with it so that you're notified each time I publish a new video. If you want to watch a particular video or a particular recommendation niche or any feedback that you might have for me, do not forget to leave it in the comment section below. And yeah, bye!